to Ode to Ghosts. Did I say it? Ode. It's been an Ode to Ghosts. We're your hosts, Will.
And Audrey.
Today, we are talking about the demon dog. Not a demon dog. The demon dog.
The demon dog.
The demon dog of Valle Crucis, to be exact. It's Latin for Valley of the Cross. It is a small town not too far from where we reside, here in Boone, North Carolina. Super. Wait, did I even say the correct name of the town? Did I say Valle Crucis?
Yeah.
Okay, go me.
Good job.
Super badass name, by the way. I would love to live in a town with a cool name like that. Located in the Blue Ridge Mountains, which is where we are. The demon dog is quite a fun tale. The demon dog resides, or said to reside, within the grounds of a church. Do you know the name of the church?
It's St. John's Episcopal Church.
In Valle Crucis. It is described as a creature that looks like a dog, but it's very beastly. Glowing red eyes, massive frame. Also described as a tall and broad man. Its body is covered in thick black fur, yellow teeth, and eyes which burn with the light of their own. So shall I jump into the...
Yeah, well, first I would like to give some backstory on the church itself and the area and everything.
Go for it.
So, St. John's Episcopal Church, this was built in 1862, so it's a very old church, and it was originally built further down by the river, so it actually literally got picked up and moved.
In a van.
A while after it was built. Yeah, but it wasn't reconstructed or anything, so it's still the original church. But so a little bit of a little, I don't even know, little scary fact about it is William Skiles, the priest who built the church, died only 4 months after completing it. And the cause of death is generally not known. Nobody can really agree upon it because some people say that he died of cancer and he just nothing really happened. But some people say he committed suicide, and some of the churchgoers from that time claimed that he hung himself in the altar of the church, and that if you go there, you can still see the markings from the rope in front of the altar.
So, did he hang himself, from the rafters above the altar? Because in the altar, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, in front of the altar, not on the altar. And some people have also said that you can, see the ghost of him hanging in the windows sometimes if you drive by. But I'm not sure how true that is. So that's a little bit of a spooky tale about the church that's not connected to the demon dog, maybe. Because around the same time, in the 1860s, there were people in the area that started going missing, and they were being found in the woods dead, which looked like they were being attacked by animals. And they had decided that it was a large animal for sure that had killed them because they were pretty brutally killed. And of course, the local church, because they were really the main thing of the town, and the people who went there were all convinced that it was a demon dog sent from hell to basically terrorize the town. So that was where the legend of the demon dog came from.
There's also a cautionary tale to keep children inside from sneaking out at night and crossing the bridge to the church.
Yeah. So, parents would tell their kids, don't go outside at night. The demon dog is going to get you. And that was just a thing for a really long time until about the 1980s. It gained a lot more popularity and became more of a ghost story legend. Now it's your turn. You get to tell the story.
Do I
of
look
two men.
smart with the little Apple Pencil? Just like, do I look smart and creative with
Yeah.
just sit here like this?
Yeah. It adds a little bit of smartness to you.
Smartness that I don't really have, so I need it. Okay, so this story is, and I'm gonna somewhat paraphrase, but also somewhat read directly from this news article. It's from 828 News Now, so I don't get like a plagiarism strike or something. So partially paraphrasing, partially reading directly from this. And this was actually posted recently, just back in the beginning of October. But the story goes a good ways back, doesn't it?
It's from the 1980s.
Gotcha.
I couldn't find an exact date, but I do remember reading about it another time where I read that it was from the 80s, like mid 80s.
So Valle Crucis, Valley of the Cross, got its name because within this town, two streams meet at right angles in its center, creating Valley of the Cross. And the mist clings to the valley longer than elsewhere in the mountains, and the stillness carries an unsettling weight. So you were there, you experienced the fog and the mist and such. I was not there. I refused to go. And the crossroads of the water, locals believe, may hold the secret to the legend. So, one of the biggest stories from the 1980s. Two young men driving past the church just after midnight on a clear night. The moon was casting a glow over the valley. See, I don't need to paraphrase at all. This is written so well. It makes me sound smart. And the road was empty as they rounded a curve. That's when they saw it. The demon dog, everybody. A massive shadow leapt into the road. The driver swerved and slammed on the brakes. And when he turned to see what had darted across his path, he realized it wasn't a man or a deer. It was a dog. A man dog, a dog man, though no ordinary animal. Witnesses later described the creature as tall and as broad as a man, its body covered in thick black fur. Its teeth flashed yellow, and its eyes burned with a light of their own, not reflected moonlight, as a dog's eyes might glow, but as one of the men would say, smoldering red like the very fires of hell. The driver turned to his passenger. There was no denying what stood in the road. The dog began to move toward the car. That's when you leave. Without speaking, the driver floored the accelerator.
As you should. This is a smart man. Most of the time in these stories, they'd be stupid.
Yeah. As the car tore down the mountain road at more than 60 miles an hour, the driver glanced in the rearview mirror.
Which, by the way, that road is very windy, lots of curves. You have to go like 20 miles an hour around them, so that's crazy. They were driving that fast. That's how you know they were freaking out.
Yeah. They were going down that road, and the dog was keeping pace with the vehicle. And just as the creature closed in, the car crossed the bridge over the place where the streams meet to form the valley's cross, and the dog was gone. The men looked back to see it fading into the darkness, unwilling or unable to cross the water. They realized they had escaped because of some unseen boundary the beast could not break. Folklore along the south has long tied spirits and demons to water, bound by streams, rivers, or crossings they cannot pass. In Valle Crucis, the meeting point of the waters appears to mark the very edge of the demon dog's domain. Shaken and sleepless, the men drove on to Boone, here we are, where they spent the night in the 24-hour diner, too shaken to sleep. They both knew that whatever haunted that churchyard in Valle Crucis, it was no ordinary dog. So today, travelers along Highway 194 still whisper of the demon dog. Some say it prowls the churchyard under the moon, waiting to chase anyone unlucky enough to cross its path. Others insist it remains forever trapped by the waters of Valle Crucis, a supernatural guardian of the valley's eerie boundary. Whatever the truth, the legend endures as much a part of Valle Crucis as the streams that gave the town its name.
Period. Yes, that's the story.
Do you have the story about the little red light thing?
Yeah, so I don't have it written down or anything, but I've watched the video like
Because
a few
I
times,
think
so I
that's
remember.
almost more intriguing than
Yeah. So basically,
This.
like he mentioned earlier, I did go to the church. Me and my friend went, and it was pretty creepy, but I'll get into that in a little bit. But what made me want to go there in the first place is I saw a TikTok of this woman who was talking about her experience at the church, and she said that a while ago, I think this was like in the 2010s kind of time, so probably 10, 15 years ago, her and her friend and a couple of their other um, friends who had a truck decided that they were going to drive out there. And they were college kids at this point, I think. And they get out there, they park, they get out there walking around. And it's nighttime also, by the way. And nothing really happened for a little bit. So they were back kind of by the truck and they were talking. And they supposedly had all at the exact same time heard a really low voice say, "Get out." And so they all obviously looked at each other like, "Did you hear that? What was that?" Got in the truck and they started driving off. But they were stupid and didn't realize that the road that leads you up to the church is a dead end road. And so if you keep going the way that you came, or like the direction that you came, does that make sense?
Yeah.
The direction that, if you keep going the direction that you came up, then you'll hit a dead end pretty soon. So they sped off that direction, but then they came to the dead end and they were like, "Oh, now we have to go back and pass the church again." So then they turn around, they go back, and they say as they passed the church, from inside the church, all the windows were glowing red. And they started driving down the windy road and noticed that there was a red orb-like light following them all the way to Boone. The girl claimed that like she got back to her friend's parents' house and they got inside. Noticed that the red light had followed them all the way to the house, but like you can't really do anything about that. Like, what are you gonna do? Fight the light? Like, So they go to bed, and like 30 minutes after they go to bed, the mom comes like busting in the door, and she's like, "What are you guys doing? Like, you woke me up." Like, whatever. Said that she heard a loud door slam or something, and the girls were like, "We've been sleeping this whole time. I don't know what you're talking about." And
Just kidding, Mom. You got us.
yeah, and so then they were like, "That's weird, whatever." And the girl wakes up the next morning and she has scratches all down her legs. And that's where the story ends.
Super
but
cool stuff.
I just thought that was crazy. So I was like, I kind of want to go. That made me.
I kind of want to go now that I know I can get scratches all down my legs and stuff. And I can have a light follow me home.
But I was like, wow, that's so local.
Y'all are ridiculous.
It's only like a 20-minute drive. So I was like, let's go check it out. So yeah. But that's the first story that like really sparked my interest about it. And then there's like a lot of actually similar stories to this from locals. And I found one on Reddit too. And it's pretty old. It's from 7 years ago, and the user is deleted. So I just figured, I was just scrolling on Reddit and found this random story. So I'll read that now, unless you have anything else to add real quick about that other story.
Go for it.
All right. So basically where do I start? Because I already said a bunch of this backstory stuff that they're listing.
Oh,
okay.
Man.
When I was a child, my family would vacation outside of Valle Crucis every winter. On 2 such trips, I had encounters with the very creature, the demon dog. The following is an account of my first experience. I was 10 years old and excited for another winter at the family mountain house. We didn't own it, but with Grandma and all of the families on my dad's side, we could afford to rent it once a year. The house is located outside of Valle Crucis off of Old 194. To get on the access road, you have to drive right past St. John's Episcopal and the accompanying cemetery, which forgot to mention there is a big cemetery.
That just makes it a bajillion times worse.
Right next to the church, and it's like one of the oldest cemeteries in the area because that's also where Mr. William, the priest, was buried. So his gravestone is actually still there. But anyways, so of course I wouldn't learn of the old legend until years later in college. So for 8 years, I had no idea that this is what I experienced. The first year that we ever rented that house, it dumped almost 2 feet of snow, and in the years since, it had been disappointing by comparison. This year was supposed to be a big one, and it was scheduled to hit our vacation week. As you might guess, myself and my cousins were so excited to learn there was ample snow coming. But first, we had to stock up. Everybody needs milk sandwiches, apparently, right? I guess they were getting sandwiches and milk.
Milk sandwich.
That night, as it was getting dark and the first flakes started to fall, it was decided that a grocery run needed to happen. My uncle volunteered to drive into nearby Boone to pick everything up. I asked to go with because he's my favorite uncle and I wanted to spend time with him. A funny guy, always quick with a dad joke or a prank. I figured if nothing else, I'd get some good laughs out of the short trip. We worked down the gravel drive, and eventually hit 194 and took the left to start heading toward the main valley. Now fully dark out, we passed St. John's Episcopal, the old stone church sitting quaintly there among the dark woods. I can't say how far after the church it came upon us, unleashed itself, to say the least, with every pun intended. I didn't notice a thing, being a kid and all, not at first anyway. The first thing I did notice was my uncle adjusting and persistently checking the rearview mirror. The expression on his face was concerned, if not dire. Something was not right. We continued on our way, and I noticed our speed increasing to a level not quite safe for such a mountainous area. We were probably trucking 60 down Hairpin Lane. I don't know where Hairpin Lane is, but I'm guessing that's near. About the time I realized something was wrong, I looked at my uncle. I had never seen real fright on a grown man's face until then. He was looking in that mirror as much as at the road. I turned and looked. Behind the truck was a pair of eyes. Red, but not like glowing red. They were burgundy without any illumination. It's not something easily explained with language. It was like two smoldering embers burning, and they locked me in. I came to a few seconds later, though it could have been an eternity and a half in my mind. Time had done something wrong. There was a knocking, right on the back window of the cab of his truck. Whatever had been following us was in the truck bed. We both knew it. I felt the pickup lurch as he gunned the throttle. I was holding out hope that it was just a prank, that my other uncle was the one cackling his ass off in the back of the truck, that it was a sick joke and I wasn't ready for it. But his face suggested that he was in this boat with me. And then I heard the knock on my window. Whatever this was, it was now essentially floating beside us at dangerous speeds for such a road, and it was tapping and beating on my window. I looked over at my uncle as he looked past me and out to whatever lay beyond. He told me not to look at it, and whatever happens, do not look out the window. I did not look. It would be years before I learned what I even saw. Happy October.
She didn't look, but she had to learn what she saw.
Well, because she saw it already. Or I don't know if it's a she, but they saw it already, and then the uncle was like, don't look at it, and then they didn't look. So yeah, I found that story on Reddit earlier, and I was like, ooh, that's creepy.
So y'all's experience was really boring compared to...
Yeah, maybe we
that.
need to go back.
Oh my God.
Maybe we just need to keep going back until something happens.
I think, here's my theory, and I feel this way about like other paranormal things as well. Something is less likely to happen if you want it to.
That's probably true, yeah.
Because I genuinely feel like, because if you're completely like oblivious to it, it's going to be like, I think a little bit more in fighting, because like, I feel like the whole point is that like spirits don't necessarily want you to be there.
Yeah, and they also like feed on fear. So if they can, like, if you're there expecting to see it, then it's kind of like you're ready for it. Whereas if you're not and you're just kind of put in that situation, then you're obviously going to be like scared.
But so y'all went twice. One during the day, which you said was creepier than the time at night.
Yeah, so that's what's really weird is, so me and my friend went probably like, I don't know, 2.5, 3 weeks ago. And we went during the day because I had never been in the area before, and I kind of just wanted to like see what the road was like and see what the area was like and everything before heading there at night, just so I knew my surroundings and everything. And so we get there, and it was a pretty nice day. It wasn't like super cold or windy or anything. And we get there. When you pull up, there's like a little gate that's like chained off, so you can't actually pull into the like parking area. So you just kind of have to pull up outside of it, and then you can walk in and whatever. And we were walking around the cemetery, and honestly, the cemetery wasn't bad vibes. Like it was actually pretty peaceful. It was pretty. There were a lot of flowers. You could see the mountains in the background, whatever.
Well, yeah, I would have been cool with it during the day too.
Yeah, it was pretty. And then we start walking around the actual church building, and there's a little statue of something. At first, we thought it was like a little like Jesus statue, but when you get closer to it, it's just kind of it's like a man just holding a bowl. It looks like it's a bird bath, but it has like these plants in it, and it's so creepy. It's like its face is kind of like broken it looks like it's like really old. So it's just like creepy vibes. And both me and my friend said that we were just getting weird vibes from it, but we weren't really like speaking on anything while we were there because we were just kind of like, I don't know, kind of weirded out. And the vibe on the other side of the church, like closest to the woods, was completely different. And for both of us, we just felt like we were just completely like being watched and everything. And again, that could just be because we were kind of creeped out in general and like, you know, thinking something was going to happen. But supposedly I had walked up close to the church because I wanted to look in the windows. And supposedly she had said that she felt something touch the back of her neck as I was walking up close to the church. And then she was kind of like, oh, let's leave, whatever. So we left right after that. And we both get in the car, we drive down, and like 5 minutes later, we both were like, wow, I feel horrible. We both had headaches. We were both dizzy. We were both nauseous. We both felt completely drained and exhausted, like we had been doing like stuff all day. And like I said, it was a nice day. We were in a good mood. We weren't doing anything crazy that day. Like, we were perfectly fine when we showed up, and we were only there for like 10 minutes. And we were completely like dead, nauseous, feeling sick afterwards, which I think is very strange.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it's like, I know that like spirits also feed off your energy. And like, so that was just very weird to us. But other than that, there really wasn't anything else that happened. It was just weird vibes. So then we were like, oh, let's go back at night. Maybe something will actually happen. So we went out there Friday night, which was 3 nights ago now. And we went at night and it was super foggy. And honestly, more peaceful, way better vibes than even being there during the day. I don't know if it's because we had another person with us and it was just not as creepy, but yeah. My experience was not anything like these. But
maybe my theory is correct in that it's worse on Sundays.
maybe.
Because the first time y'all went was on a Sunday.
It was on a Sunday.
Because like, okay, Schmitty, with the spirits around a church, I feel like are going to be more active on the day that the church itself is active or was active during that time. And like, I don't even feel like you have to be like,
no, you're right, actually.
Because I don't feel like you have to even be like religious to think that. I think it's just kind of like,
no, that does make a lot of sense, because anybody that would have had ties to the church would primarily probably be there on Sundays. And especially if that priest thing is true.
I'm glad you agree with me now, because last time I said that, you were like,
well, I guess I didn't know what you meant last time. I guess. I don't know. But especially if the priest thing is true, again, I don't know if it's true that he actually hung himself or not. But if that's true, I mean, he would also be there primarily Sundays, I guess.
And I also believe that the voice telling those people to get out was the priest, so that they wouldn't find like the evidence that he like hung himself in the church.
That's true.
I'm spitting right now.
We didn't go into the church because they're like seasonal hours. They're only open during the summer months, because I'm guessing because they get so much snow up on top of the mountain where they're at, they just probably can't rely on keeping it open. But so it's closed as of right now. But yeah, we didn't go in it because we didn't want to like disturb anything. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Maybe we'll go back on a Sunday sometime in the next month or so. We can report back.
Well, to go off of that point, we don't know when our next episode is going to be.
Yeah, because big news.
We are moving away from Boone. We are, don't get us wrong, we love Boone. It's going to suck to leave.
We love the mountains.
But we need to get out of the college town. The busyness just keeps getting worse and worse. So we are moving to New Bern, North Carolina, which is uber closer to the coast.
Mhm.
Nice change of scenery. We got family that lives out that way. It is not a college town. It's not like insanely busy or anything like that. Um, so yeah, we're moving out there in January, but this next month, December, we're going to be like giving ourselves ample time to pack everything up, and that
Mhm.
includes all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
And unfortunately, we will be downsizing a little bit in space temporarily. So we're not sure exactly how our setup's going to be. It's probably going to be quite different for
yeah,
a little while,
we don't know if temporary is 6 months. We don't know if temporary is a year, 2 years. We don't know.
but
Um,
luckily you don't need to have the Ode to Go sign in the background to know who we
yeah.
are. So
So maybe we
so we
will.
can still figure something out.
Yeah.
But
And if
yeah,
it
so
doesn't work out in that regard, we will. I don't know. We'll figure something out. This is not goodbye. It's just till next time.
yeah, so
Um,
if you don't see a video from us in a little while, just know we are busy, booked and busy and moving.
yeah. There's a lot.
Um
I mean, we have the holidays, of course,
that and
and
we also kind of just decided this like pretty recent, so it's not something we've been able to like prepare for a long time. So like we literally have not packed anything. Like
yep.
we haven't done anything yet.
I just put my resignation in at work today. Just got a couple of boxes, like our first boxes from work today.
Yeah, so
We don't even have jobs yet. We have a place to live, but that's it.
we've got some stuff to do.
And then like we have graduation we have to go to, and birthdays, and like just it's
Yes.
gonna be
Yeah, we've got life going on. So, yeah. But if I do go back to this church and have anything happen, we might need to just make a little update.
yeah. We'll
Um
figure it out for sure.
yeah. But yeah. So, hope you enjoyed today's video. Um it was pretty fun actually because obviously it's local and I got to do a little bit of interactive stuff, and even though nothing happened, it was still fun and it was still a little creepy.
Yeah.
But
I also feel like this was like one of the more like well put together
yeah, I
videos we've
like
had in a
having you a
while.
part of the like talking about it.
How nice.
um but yeah, I encourage everyone to go ghost hunting. It's pretty fun.
Just not me.
Just get out there. Yeah, he refused to go. He was too scared.
Yeah.
Tried to get him to go, but
I just especially like uh churches and stuff, like I a lot of people will try to be like, "Oh, well churches aren't supposed to be scary. Like it's filled with like positive energy and like the Holy Spirit and stuff." And like to an extent, I agree. But also, whenever I used to be in youth group and everything, and we would do like manhunt or hide and seek or something in the church, and we would wind up near the sanctuary with all the lights and off and stuff at night. There is, I can't say it was negative energy because I mean I guess I don't really know, but it was a very like heavy, like overwhelming feeling of like
mhm.
I don't feel like I should be here right
Yeah.
now. Um, so and that's just from like personal experience.
Yeah. And especially with a church this old, cuz I mean, that's like the very beginning of this town really even being a thing. Like I'm pretty sure the church was like the first thing in Valle Crucis to even go up. Because like I can't remember, correct me if I'm wrong. Well, you might not know either. You probably wouldn't know. The guy that built the church was kind of like he kind of like came and like created Valle Crucis in a way.
I have no idea.
He also like helped build like the local school and some different businesses and buildings and stuff like that.
Mm.
But um yeah, so there's like a lot of history that goes into this church specifically, and it was definitely like the main meeting point of the whole like all the locals, and you know, there's a lot of backstory to this place. So yeah.
Yeah,
And if you're in the area, you should go check it out because it's also just honestly like really pretty and really beautiful
yeah.
up
The
there.
pictures I've seen, like it is like
Yeah.
if you go during the day, I feel like it's like
Yeah, like it's a really pretty like old Gothic style church. So it's like a really
Southern
pretty
Gothic.
looking one, and the cemetery is beautiful. A lot of really, really old tombstones that are honestly kept in pretty good conditions. There must be people that, I mean, if it's open seasonally, but there must be people that regularly go and clean them off and stuff. So yeah, it's cute. You should go see it.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for checking this one out. Like we said, don't know when the next one will be, but hopefully it'll be
when we see you.
sooner than later.
All right.
All right.
Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.